Hello and welcome to another game of Dota 2. We have got ourselves Group C. I just want to clear out for a second. This Group C of the summer tournament for Corsair Gaming. And when we had Group B last week, I actually called out very often that was Group C, and I even put it in the VODs and all that stuff, but that was wrong. That was Group B. Now we're in Group C. Group C consists of 4 teams of the USA. We have got EG and Dignitas, probably the 2 favorites to be heading towards the playoffs tomorrow, yeah. And then we also have 4FC and Denial. Of course, Denial, formerly known as Arctic, so also 2 teams that are known for taking games of very favorite teams, and we'll see if 4FC can do it here up against Dignitas, because that will be our first matchup. 4FC taking on Dignitas. It is a mini double elimination bracket, so we are going to see a best out of 3 for these 2 teams. Then we're going to see a best of 3 between EG and Denial. And after that, the loser of the 2 best out of 3s that we saw will be facing each other in the loser bracket finals, and one will already be dropped out of the group. Tomorrow we'll have the loser bracket finals and the winners bracket finals to decide who are the top 2 of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament Group C, and the playoffs are, I believe, starting even next week or so. Group D will be the last group that we'll see, which starts on Wednesday if I recall correctly. But for now, 4FC on the Dire side, Dignitas on the Radiant side, and we are already heading ourselves into the draft. Oh yeah, we have got, of course, Statsman here. It is a music who's providing you with the stats. I don't have a co-caster, that's why I kind of forgot to do introductions, because normally I just rattle on anyways. I'll try to not rattle on as much as I am known for, but hey, who knows, right? It's been a while since I solo casted. I know I said it a lot before this cast started, but I guess like this is in the VOD, so for people watching the VOD, my apologies to begin with. So yeah, Wisp, Batrider, no real surprise seeing those 2 getting banned out by 4FC. The tree also fairly logical, but we have an Alchemist ban, and that's kind of unusual, especially since 4FC. Not really a team all that known for playing an Alchemist. Strangby likes heroes like Marana, like Kunkka, and we might even see Kunkka again, as we already have got the Shadow Demon there. So Shadow Demon is one of those supports that Boomski loves to play, and I mean, he pairs up very nicely with the Marana, with the Kunkka. Either Arrow or Torrent set up for with the disruption. And Krilly, of course, he plays the Long Druid. It's his signature hero, so I think 4FC is pretty happy with what they have so far. Dignitas, though, a Darkseer and a Lifestealer, Darkseer and Lifestealer, yes, 2 very strong heroes already as well. I think they're pretty content with what they managed to pick up. We've got a Puck and an Enigma getting banned out, and a Weaver and a Beastmaster in the end for Dignitas, who seemingly didn't do their homework, as both of their heroes are not really heroes of 4FC plays. And 4FC is the team that has played most solo mid Spirit Breaker of all the teams I've ever seen. And they've had good results, they have bad results, but they were the ones that started doing it, or at least the first team that I saw doing it before it started to be a bit more popular. Wow. But yeah, we do have the Kunkka, so no surprise for 4FC. Nyx Assassin will be a support picked up by Dignitas. I say support, but of course Nyx Assassin is one of those heroes that, if need be, can rotate into one of those solo mids that people are very scared of. But so far, we should be expecting him to be a support. Of course, he pairs up very nicely with the Lifestealer and Darkseer as well, because you have got a vacuum into an Impale, or you've got an infested Lifestealer sitting inside that Nyx Assassin, and that's the ultimate gank that you can have. Then on the side of 4FC, they are taking their time now, thinking about their next pickup. Like, you know, they have a stand-in right now, right? They have UC standing in for Matrim or Iconoclast, and normally what 4FC does is they pick a Shadow Demon and then Marana or Kunkka and then a Lina. But Lina is mostly because it's one of the signature heroes of Matrim / Iconoclast, so I don't really know what UC plays and how they are going to be fitting in their stand-in, basically. So what other support they'll pick up together with the Shadow Demon Kunkka, I mean, you can think of, I was gonna say Leshrac, Jakiro, and Lina, like all the other setup disables coming off the Torrent, or off the Disruption rather, but they go for the Lich, and that's maybe a bit more like against Dignitas. Just deny some farm against Dignitas. as a Dragon Knight will be their solo mid hero, most likely. One of the heroes that we've seen so often in the last couple of days. I mean, Dragon Knight mid is one of those mid heroes that won't necessarily win his lane, his mid lane that is, but losing it is also not really an option for him. Normally it's well, either he I think my stream just went offline and online. Yes. Cyclops can co-cast next game if he's still around. If you hear that, Cyclops, let me know on Skype. Checked earlier, he wasn't there. But yeah, we are gonna see a long time for Dignitas to think about their draft. Sorry for people that are watching inside the client. Apparently, my stream just dropped and went online and offline again. It's so weird. Like, it's just XSplit that decides, you know, it's time to restart the stream, and then, you know, it goes on and off like real fast, and then done. But oh well, we are gonna see Alina getting banned out still. Of course, Lich in theory could be on the off lane as well, could be on a solo lane. I don't really think that 4FC is gonna do that, considering that Krilly is their off lane. But it really depends about what they're used to play, or what UC is used to playing. I mean, Lone Druid on the safe lane, Kunkka in the mid can happen as well. And then Boomski on a different kind of hero. Or sorry, Blumberg on a different hero. Blumberg, of course, is the solo mid player of 4FC. And we see a Clockwork as the last pickup for 4FC. I'm expecting Blumberg to play that, Lone Druid to be on the offlane, and Dignitas will end up going for a Chen. The Jakiro that was banned out by 4FC, I don't think that made that much of a difference in terms of what Dignitas decided to go with, but it's definitely a good pickup there for sure. I will say, weird things happening. See, this is one of the things, like, I'm solo casting and I easily get distracted. It's one of my problems, right? And that's kind of the thing right here. Anyways, we are waiting for everybody to pick up their hero. Mostly, I mean, Krilly picking up his Lone Druid. So let's see who is playing or what. As we, of course, got 4FC sitting on the Dire side. I think they've got a lineup that they're fairly happy with. Depending on how Juicy plays Lich, obviously. But we are going to have Blumberg playing the Clockwork as expected. He'll be taking that. I was expecting him to take it to the mid lane, considering he is the mid player, but he picked up Boots, so that kind of makes me doubt it a bit. But we might see him on the off lane instead. We'll find out sooner rather than later. We have Strangby playing the Kunkka, no surprise there, and he looks to be going into the mid lane with the Kunkka, looking at his build, going for a fast bottle. Krilly will go to the off lane, or to the safe lane in this case, maybe even, on his Lone Druid. Krilly on the signature Lone Druid, I might add. We have Juicy the stand-in, standing in for Matrim or Iconoclast on the Lich, and it will be Boomski on a signature Shadow Demon, and that is everybody of 4FC as they try to roam into the Dire or Radiant jungle. Dignitas, not really in a position to get caught out though. We have Aoi 2000 or AY 2000 sitting on the Lifestealer on the bottom lane. He'll be supported by Way Too Sexy, well, semi-supported I guess, because Way Too Sexy is going to be sitting in the jungle on his Chen. He's actually got 200 gold still left, kind of curious if he wants to go just for a very fast flying courier. And the reason you might do that is of course for that Dragon Knight, depending on how tough of a time you think that your Dragon Knight solo mid is going to have. You need a flying courier fast, because he needs to be getting those bottles going. We have got, whoa, that's the other guy. We've got Fogged playing the Nyx Assassin, already countering one of the Observer wards here. And that is something that is so incredibly important. Since the last patch, oh my god, this is dreadful. Wait a second, what's happening here? Krilly's getting a bit of harassment, but it's okay. Just introduce Universe on his Darkseer, signature hero for him. I'm not sure that Krilly is going to be very happy with being up against him, but he has no choice, and with his bear he should be able to still get some last hits. In the meantime, on the mid lane we already got the disruption. Here comes the Torrent as well, snaking on the Dragon Knight. He'll be having a lot of harassment here, and he's actually blocked in! He can't escape! The creeps blocked him in! That's a first blood going the way of 4FC! In the meantime, we are also having the Lich in a tough time though. He is trying to run for it. There will not be another Impale, and he will be able to get out. But that was the first blood. That block, I mean, Okay, creeps help with that, but still 4 of C doing a perfectly good job and making sure that was a secured first kill, and that delays the bottle of snaking by quite a lot. By quite a lot indeed. So what I was saying is observer wards are very important at the start of the game, because of course you've got yourself only 2. For 4.5 minutes you got only 2 wards. You can only buy 1 set, so that's 2 wards. And that's all the vision, extra vision that you can get. And if then you have both of your wards already countered at the minute 1, that's very tough to take. We also got a sentry ward placed here. You might think, why aren't they counter warding? Well, I will tell you why. Because they don't see him. They don't see it unless they're standing up on the high ground. And they're not standing up on the high ground because it's dangerous to stand up on the high ground. In the meantime, there is a resummon for the bear because Universe was able to kill off the bear. Curly will have a tough time here. A tough time until he is level 5, because then he might be able to do something against Universe here if he gets lucky with entangles. Ooh, you see, I think he already saw that ward last time he was there, but because he gets constantly harassed, he can't really counter ward it. And actually, Clockwork coming in, he's going for the cogs, they're going for this. Some harassment can't come in just yet because Juicy is only, or sorry, Fought. Yeah, Juicy's only level 1, so only denies. Open wounds up on Blomberg, and he doesn't have cogs anymore. Run! Run for your life. It might actually be too late. He does have boots though, and that's saving it right now because AY 2000 does not have boots. How lucky are you now that you went for boots first? Of course, you know that's planned. Totally planned. But yeah, they did see that where Juicy is gonna try again. Nice rotation though. Could have gone better, could have gone worse, but then again you have your Lich still sitting at level 1. Maybe if he was level 2 they would have been able to do a little bit more, but for now not the case. As, yeah, Strangby doing very nicely here in this middle lane. Sitting on 10 for 1, I mean, in terms of last hits, is not really something to write home about. And he's getting quite a lot of harassment here as well. Snaking sitting at 7 for 2. But he's got the first blood money, right? Strangby does. And he's got that kill, so he's quite happy with that. He does have to share experience with Boomski, but as long as they keep shutting Snaking down, they'll be in a good state. Definitely, they will be. Blumberg in the meantime manages to get level 3 there. Dignitas sitting on 8 to 6. Look at that. He has been kind of harassed there. 8 to 6 is not that high. You are expecting your Lifestealer to have free farm on this bottom lane, considering he is up against a solo Clockwork. But then, getting harassed, forced to rotate, having denies coming off from the Lich constantly means that you're not going to get as much farm as, for example, the Lone Druid is getting. Lone Druid, who is 20 to 2, is doing really well. Of course, yeah, Universe is doing better. No surprise there. He's going to get a second bear there as well. That's a lot of gold. He actually didn't get that by the looks of it. Hey, no, he should have gotten that. Maybe it was a creep that got that. Oh, Surge up, really. He actually is going to die here. Universe is going to be getting this kill. Very nice pickup for Universe here. And he is doing really well. Like, the thing that Darkseers obviously do almost every single time is tower skip. By the way, Chen's creeps, one of the most annoying creeps in the game, Harpy Stormcaller, making midlife a lot easier for snaking here. Look at that harassment. It is 140 harassment every couple of seconds, and it's very cheap as well, only 50 mana. Initial damage is very high. Meantime, a bit of a dive. Looks like Dignitas is gonna try to go for a tower push here, but the creep wave gets pulled behind the tower. Blumberg taking a lot of harassment. And yes, I noticed that I go from lane to lane and not really finishing my thoughts, but that's because on every lane something interesting happens. It's really, you know, confusing and good, of course, as well. Because what I was gonna say is Darkseer, with this Iron Shell, he can tower skip creep, so basically he should not miss a single creep kill at all. Right? And he is doing just that, as well as getting kills, as well as getting bears, and forcing Curly to be on the lane without a bear. He does have a bear back again, better yet, he has got Entangle, because he is level 6. So maybe now Curly, if he gets a little bit of luck there, he might be able to do something more. But of course, you know, that Iron Shell is still going to be very, very painful. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Strangby is not really getting that much anymore, because this creep is just so incredibly stupid, but yet so good. I mean, you have to get lucky. There's only one place this creep spawns, so it is the small camp. And oh my god, he can pick himself up another one if he would want to, but he went for the Wild Wing Ripper. That's why the other one disappeared. But I mean, that's just that's just winning the mid lane for Snaking right now. Snaking sitting on 21 for 10, and the only reason he's been able to surpass Drangby is because of that creep. In the meantime, on the top lane, we might have Universe in a bit of trouble if there's an entangle. In comes Boomski, waiting around the sidelines. There comes a Soul Catcher, and that is going to be Darkseer trying to search himself out. The disruption is going to be there, though, and that should be a kill, but he does take... Ooh, he takes a bear with a not Crilly, though, but that bear going down did put Crilly very low. And with no Tranquil Boots and no bear, he is probably heading back home unless Boomski can give him some regen, but he doesn't have anything anymore. Maybe Juicy has... No regen here on the top lane. Oh, regen on the way. There we go. And that's a hand of Midas ready for Crilly as well, so he'll be getting some more farm there. Blumberg, level 4 in the meantime. Doing okay. I mean, he is an offlane Clockwork. You can't expect too much from him. Doesn't get that much gold, doesn't get that much experience. And in terms of levels, he's actually like... You know, in theory, normally you would be able to compare Clockwork to Darkseer in terms of offlanes, but in terms of heroes, you can't expect as much from... oh, that's an Impale. Here comes Dragonite as well. There goes the Dragon Tail Blumberg. He's gonna die. There's no hope for him. No hope for him whatsoever. Does burn all the mana away from Snaking, but Snaking gets himself a kill. First kill of the game for him. And I mean, you can't really expect a Clockwork to do as well as a Darkseer is able to, but in theory, Clockwork, when he's level 6, he can already move around a bit more active than the Darkseer would be able to. So that's the difference between the two right there. Although this Clockwork is going to take a while before he reaches level 6, unless he goes to a different lane and tries to make something happen there. But yeah, this middle lane after that Harpy Stormcaller got there, kind of lost to Strangby, or kind of made Strangby lose the lane a little bit. Also, I mean, they realized that, so they rotate the Shadow Demon back on top. They wanted to make sure that Crilly has free farm. They still have Lich sitting at level 3. I mean, if you look at levels, it's kind of painful for 4FC. Level 3 and level 4 are the two lowest there for them. And there it looks like they're going to try to go for Universe again. There's a disruption, making sure that there's not going to be a surge. Vacuum is still going to be there, though. And Universe just tries to do as much damage as he can before he goes down. But that's another kill going the way of 4FC. It's now 3-2 with Darkseer going down twice. And this time the kill went to the Lich, who got level 4 with that one. Dragon Tail, Pankunka, but Snaking can't chase. We have another Harpy Stormcaller here because, you know, why not, right? Always have them there. I mean, of course they don't scale as well, but it's still it's a lot of spam. It's a lot of spam, and always if you see a Harpy Stormcaller around the mid lane or around any lane, even if the caster's not calling it out, that lane is won by the Harpy Stormcaller. It's very simple. Just so much harassment. You can't deal with that. You just can't. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Aoi has been able to get quite a bit here in terms of net worth. He's still sitting out lowest on the 3 cores that Dignitas has. But considering a lot of experience got denied to him by the Lich, and he has rotated a bit towards that mid lane. Wait a second. That's gonna be Strangby. Barely surviving, boat buff helping out, disruption from Boomski as well. And no kill happening here on the mid lane, even though it was pretty close. And Dignitas still kind of leading the pace, like okay, 4FC is ahead on kills. But in terms of how this game is going to progress, Dignitas is going to be the one that has a scepter in their hands, that has got the, well, they orchestrate where, when, what happens, basically. Open wounds, gonna be finding Lich. Best thing to do, TP out, and it will be successful. Barely though, but successful nonetheless. Tier 1 tower in mid lane is gonna get dropped there. AY is gonna be seeing Boomski. Can't really take him down. I mean, he does have face boots actually. I mean, why not, right? I mean, Boomski actually quite survivable. Level 6, so very nice for him that he got that, but tier 1 tower indeed still goes down. And 4FC, they are investing a lot of hope in this Lone Druid. And that is the tough one to invest all your hope in. I mean, he does have Hand of Midas, but that kind of means that he is not going to be ready for a while. Like, he doesn't have anything yet to fight with. And he won't have anything to fight with for a while. So who's going to buy time for him to farm? Strangby is gonna, or at least he should be buying time. Strangby and Blumberg. So the 2 other cores, basically. We do have Clockwork. I mean, he's sitting at level 6, and I did mention that when he is level 6, he will roam around. Wait a second. Boat flies in. Looks like Strangby trying to TP himself out, but here comes... No, it's enough. Never mind. Here comes nothing. In the meantime, Lone Druid goes down on the top lane. That is Nyx Assassin reaching level 6. on level 8 right now and able to put it to work. So he gets himself a kill. And Snaking actually rotating top. They want to take out this tower probably. But yeah, Blumberg, he is sitting still in the bottom lane, and I just said, like, he is supposed to be one of the people that is just trying to make something happen. And I know that it's quite tough, but since he is super far behind in terms of levels, in terms of farm. But who else is gonna do it? And how much do you want to give up before you find that you have enough to try and fight back, right? And it's all about control. Control your map so that your lone druid can farm. Trying to get Dignitas to be busy elsewhere, but he's not doing anything right now. He does have some extra help. They're still sitting here to maybe delay AOI's farm a little bit, but at this moment it's not AOI that they should be scared about. It is the Darkseer and the Dragonite. Dragonite sitting at level 8. Gonna be trying to go top again. Boomski's gonna get the Dragon Tail here. Dragon Breath goes through as well. Vacuum gets the kill. TP incoming actually from the Lich, but he is still level 5. So no ulti going through just yet. And the Hand of God keeps Dignitas safe. And the rest of 4FC backs himself off. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Snaking TP's back there to get himself some extra farm. Strangby also. Whoa. Hello. Nix. That was the Vendetta, of course. But yeah, Strangby also not really having anything to fight back with. He's got 1200 gold. If you think like maybe Shadowblade would be a good item for him, he is still pretty far away from that. And yeah, it's so tough right now for 4FC. How are they gonna get back into this game? And even though like it's still 5-4 on the kill score, it doesn't look like they're that far behind. But you saw the gold graph already for a second there. I mean, it's getting out of control for 4FC quite fast here. Moving towards the 7k in favor of Dignitas, with the experience graph not looking very much different. Especially with the last couple of kills going the way of Dignitas. They get some extra experience there. I mean, there's 2 extra people right now here on the top lane. Blumberg as well as Juicy sitting around here on the top lane to try and help Lone Druid farm. But they're gonna get rotated again because Dignitas is pushing bottom. So 4FC has to rotate bottom with their supports as well, and that's costing them a lot of time, a lot of effort. Vendetta goes off, the dust is already there though, already used even for 4FC, and that means that Nyx Assassin is gonna have a good old time. There is still Sentry Ward placed. So he's walking straight through it, but I don't think that he is gonna mind that much if he finds a level 5 Lich there. Can't find it anymore. Downside of level 1 Vendetta. It's only a very short duration. Torrent comes in, but Dignitas, I mean, what's stopping them from doing this right now, right? They are 5-manning Dota because they know that 4FC just doesn't have the potential to fight. Normally you have a Clockwork that initiates, gets the cogs down, creates some chaos, boat, Torrent, all that jazz. It's gonna be there. Lone Lich Ultimate though, it's gonna limit their amount of team fighting potential, and they don't really have the damage to go through. So once they've thrown out all their spells, there's gonna be a Hand of God, and then Dignitas can just say, you know, what else do you got? And then there's nothing, and then Dignitas should be able to roll over them. In the meantime, AOI is rotated back top to continue to get some farm there, and also, of course, his presence there is gonna make sure that Krilly is not gonna feel as safe anymore. So he pulls the lane, gonna get some extra farm. Curious to see what it's gonna go for. If it's still gonna be something like a Radiance. Oh, wait a second, we might have a kill here. Strangby in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he's dead. That's a killing spree for the support Nyx Assassin. He's got himself an urn, mana boots, and 1100 gold extra as well. I mean, in terms of items, Dignitas is just very far ahead. They've got the mechanism up on Universe, and 3k gold extra almost. Well, now he has 3k gold extra after that creep. So that might be an Aghanims real soon. And I say Aghanims, and I do realize that he can't really get that powerful Lucians from his wall at the moment. So, I mean, of course, Darkseer gets more powerful the more powerful your opponent gets, and I'm not quite sure if he really wants to go for an Aghanims, but we'll find out. We'll find out. He'll probably buy something sooner rather than later. Snaking, sitting with an Invis rune. Do they have any kind of detection? Nope, they don't. Lich gonna feel the stun right there. Open wounds, that's 1 kill on the board extra for Dignitas, as there is gonna be an Impale on Blumberg, but I don't think that Dignitas wants to dive this just yet. But they are gathering at 5 mid again. I mean, they have got that dragon form up. They've got everything up. Way too sexy. building of lads for his team by the looks of it. I mean, they're just getting all their core items up very fast, and 4FC, there's no clear answer coming off from them for this, and I don't blame them. They're just very far behind, and if you ask me, like, what should they have done differently? Well, the moment that Harpy Stormcaller was there, they should have tried to create an advantage at somewhere else in the lane. I mean, they basically, the mid lane was the... Oh, wait a second. Lich disruption. Nice disruption by Boomski, but he's gonna get killed off. Instead of it, in comes the boat, helping Juicy for a little while longer with that boat buff. He's still not level 6, and he's still not level 6 even when he dies. Blumberg's gonna get picked up here as well, and that is gonna be a double kill for Fogged. Snaking on the killing spree. Dragon Tail on the bear, and the bear will die as well. 300 extra gold going the way of the Dragon Knight, and Krilly, the last one alive together with Strangby. And what can they do? They can't defend. So sad to see. Open wounds on the bear. He just got resummoned. If he loses it again, that's gonna be no bear on the board for a whole 2 minutes. Almost 2 minutes. He's got 2,300 gold. He's not gonna be able to buy anything with it. X marks the spot, brings back Snaking, but I don't think he cares too much. Snaking was got himself a Shadow Blade there as well. And the Blink Dagger up on Fogged. I mean, this is gonna be such an uphill battle that Dignitas actually needs to throw quite a bit if 4FC still wants to have a chance here. On the bright side of 4FC, their tier 3 didn't get taken down. It's still standing. Wonder for how long, but for now it's still standing, and that's something that 4FC can be happy about. And Krilly, after losing 2 bears, having to farm without it, so he gets some protection from his team. Maybe they can try to take down the first tower of the game on the side of Dignitas, just to get some extra pocket money. I mean, now it's not about what you trade away anymore, it's what you get in return. Even if you trade your tier 3 and tier 2, if you get something in return that allows you to buy that one core item that allows you to fight, it's gonna be good. Open wounds up on Krilly. TP incoming from the Darkseer. Dragon Knight coming in from the side. And he's gonna get caught, but puts on the Shadow Blade, and that is gonna be already a double kill for the Nyx Assassin. Boat flies in, but is that buff gonna save anybody's life? I don't think so. Hey, look! Lich is level 6, but he's also gonna be dead real soon. He's getting, Lich is getting chased down on the bottom lane by the Nyx Assassin, but we're gonna see Blumberg fighting for his life. Blumberg not able to stay alive. In the meantime, the Nyx Assassin did manage to get the Lich, and that is gonna be a team wipe. But you know, raise your hand if you're surprised. How does he saw me? Yep. I can say that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Dignitas now, I mean, one of the upsides of 4FC is that they're very low level, so they're already almost all back.
Dire's middle barracks are under
They also have a bear actually, which is quite nice. And I really suggest the Lone Druid already buy something with the amount of gold that he has, rather than just sitting, losing it while he dies. Boat comes in, doing some damage. Rex still standing, Mechanism Hand of God puts Dignitas back to full health. Disruption up on Aoi, I don't think he minds too much though. He will just continue on the racks, and the melee racks do go down. No entangle coming up from this bear here. Hook shot in though, up on Fog. Gets him cogged by Carapace, stumbling on Blumberg for a little while as well. He gets vacuumed outside of the cogs, and it is Krilly that dies already. Nice torrent. Maybe allowing 4FC to retreat, but if it's one thing that they don't want to do is retreat because they want to actually win a fight, because if they don't win this fight, they will lose their base. And it looks like that might just be the case. Kunkka goes down on the other side of the fight, and we see AOI trying to go for a pick-off here of the supports that are searching for some sanctuary inside their fountain, but they will get the sanctuary, but they won't get their game, they won't get their fight, they won't get that first game of the best of 3, because that goes towards Dignitas. Dignitas taking game number 1 of this best of 3 for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. Of course, we are going to see a game number 2 to see if 4FC can take it back, can force out a game number 3. Or maybe Dignitas is going to make it 2-0. Of course, also one thing to note is that the losers of these fights, and I say fights because we're going to see 2 best out of 3s, will face each other in the 3rd best of 3 today in the loser bracket finals for group number C for the mini double elimination bracket for this tournament. The top 2 of each team go through, And we will have ourselves another game real soon, so stick around. Dota 2, more Dota 2 coming your way in just a second. And don't go anywhere.